Chapter 27 of Genesis. I was confused by this one because the title, Jacob Takes Esau's Blessing, was the end of chapter 26, but it starts, like that section starts just like 2 sentences before chapter 27. So chapter 27 is in the middle of this story that we've started. The end of chapter 26 was saying Esau got married and he has 2 wives and they gave a lot of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. So then chapter 27 starts, and it's picking up with the sentence, they were sources of grief to Isaac and Rebekah, with the title, Jacob Takes Esau's Blessing, a sentence before that. So the beginning of chapter 27 is when Isaac was old and his eyes were weak. Oh, that was quick. Isaac is an old man now. That he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his older son, and said to him, "My son." It's like the beginning of the Wrath of the Lich King trailer for World of Warcraft.
"My son."
"Here I am," he answered. Isaac said, "I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death." Morbid. "Now then, get your equipment, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food." That's how I speak. Prepare me some tasty food. "Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." Now, Rebekah, I forgot about this. This is a bad thing Rebekah does. You shouldn't do this to your husband, especially your old blind husband. Now, Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son, Esau. I had to turn the page. When Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, 'Bring me some game and prepare.'" They always do this repeating thing. I don't know why they do this in the Bible. "I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, 'Bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food to eat, so that I may give you my blessing in the presence of the Lord before I die.'" She just says every word of what he said. And remember, Jacob is Rebekah's favored son. Isaac likes Esau. Rebekah likes Jacob. That's what we learned from 2 chapters ago. "Now, my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, little baby goats, so that I can prepare some tasty food for your father, just the way he likes it, just the way he likes his baby goat. People still eat baby animals today. It's kind of sad, but it is tasty. It's also bad for the environment, the amount of animals we eat. It's just science, folks. Then take it to your father to eat, so that he may give you his blessing before he dies." Pretty sketchy, pretty sneaky, bad thing to do to your dad, bad thing to do to your brother, bad thing to do to your husband, bad thing to do to your firstborn son who doesn't even have his birthright anymore. Jacob already took his birthright. Now he's trying to take his blessing. Jacob's just not a good guy. I think he gets redeemed and you're supposed to like him later. I don't know what the intent of the Bible was. Like, it seems like they start painting him a good light so that you then like him. But he's not very likable. He's not a likable guy. Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, "But my brother Esau is a hairy man, while I have smooth skin. I'm a little twink boy. What if my father touches me?" He's getting prepared. He's getting prepared for potential, what do they call it? Contingency plans. "I would appear to be tricking him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing." So his only concern is getting cursed by his dad. It's not the act itself. He's like, "I'm willing to do that, but I really don't want dad to curse me." If he doesn't know and it's subversive and just a straight up lie that I don't get caught for, that's fine. But if he realizes it and he curses me, I'm not down for that. I'm not down if I have to bear any consequences. His mother said to him, "My son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say. Go get them for me." Yeah, she doesn't care. She's old. She's like, "I don't believe in any of that crap. I'll take the curse. You do the worst." So he went and got them. That was enough. That's all he needed to be convinced. So he went and got them and brought them to his mother. And she prepared some tasty food. It translates it the same way every single time. She prepared some tasty food just the way his father liked it. Then Rebekah took the best clothes of Esau, her older son, which she had in the house, and she put them on her younger son Jacob. What a terrible thing to be doing. What conspiring together to take out Esau, to diminish and disadvantage Esau when he's already given up his birthright, and then taking advantage of their old blind father who said, I don't know the day of my death. Awful people. She also covered his hands and the smooth part of his neck with goat skins. I've always remembered that. It sounds like a cartoon or like a sitcom where he dresses himself in animal skins and goes, here I am, Dad. It's me, Esau. Apparently Esau can't hear either because he's not able to distinguish the voices of his sons. Then she handed her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. I like that they separate bread in the description from tasty food. So tasty food is here. Bread, implying it's not a part of tasty food, is over here. He went to his father and said, my father. Yes, my son, he answered. Who is it? Here's Jacob's last chance to be a good person. You think he's going to take it? Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I've done as you told me. Here I am with the baby goats. Here you go. You're Dad. I did exactly what you asked for. Can you feel how hairy I am? Ah! Please sit up and eat some of my game so that you may give me your blessing. Isaac asked his son, how did you find it so quickly, my son? The Lord your God gave me success, he replied. Man, what an awful... Is Jacob not getting cursed for this one? God should know, right? He knows everything. If he doesn't get cursed, there's something fishy with this story. God knows it's the wrong thing. He has to know. He has to know. Jacob, he must bear some sort of consequence for this. Then Isaac said to Jacob, he's getting suspicious, come near me so I can touch you, my son, to know whether you really are my son Esau or not. So he is suspicious. He's blind. He can't see anything. He's like, that doesn't completely sound like Esau, but I am old. He's questioning his own facilities. That's why it's so awful to take advantage of an elderly person. What an awful thing to do. Come near so I can touch you to know whether or not you really are my son Esau or not. Jacob went close to his father Isaac, who touched him and said, the voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are of Esau. So he does know, and Esau's sitting there with sheepskin. He's got like ears just draping off his face. He's like, no, it's me, Esau. It's me, Dad. He did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like those of his brother Esau. So he proceeded to bless him. Are you really my son, Esau? He asked. So he does get another chance. He does get another chance to come clean. Even after he's received the blessing, he has the blessing now. Mine. I got it. My blessing. Now he can go right off into the sunset. His dad can't undo it, can he? Can you undo a curse? Do we believe in curses? Is it just bad words like we use in a modern day context? Or are we talking about witchcraft? Which craft are we talking about? I am, he replied. Didn't take the chance he got. I hope he gets punished for this. Honestly, I hope it goes poorly for him. Because I don't remember what happens to Jacob. Other than, I think he redeems himself eventually in some, very, very loosely remember that somewhere in the Bible. Then he said, my son, bring me some of your game to eat so that I may give you my blessing. Jacob brought it to him, and he ate, and he brought some wine, and he drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, come here, my son, and kiss me. So he went to him and kissed him. When Isaac caught the smell of his clothes, he blessed him. There's the sheepskin. Yep, Esau's sheepy. That must be you. The smell of my son. That's really a line. That's really a line in here. The smell of my son. The smell of my son is like the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. People actually kind of talk like that today. May God give you heaven's dew and the earth's richness. Is that a metaphor? Because dew doesn't really make sense in the afterlife. Kind of like when they say heaven will have streets of gold and we'll all have a mansion. I mean, what value does that have once you've moved to another life? An abundance of grain and new wine. May nations serve you, and peoples bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers. They have more brothers? And may the sons of your mother, so his brothers. And may the sons of your mother bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed. Oh, what a blessing. That was another separate paragraph, by the way. I used to point those out. I don't do that so much anymore. There was a whole paragraph just for the blessing. After Isaac finished blessing him, and Jacob scarcely, it did that thing where the word is written on the end of the page, and there's a dash, and it goes to the next line. and sometimes that confuses me about what word it is. After Isaac finished blessing him and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in from hunting. Uh-oh. Knock, knock. Esau's back. He's brought more food, more tasty game for Isaac. His brother Esau came in from hunting. He too prepared from tasty food. Oh, he's all happy too. What a sad scenario. He's like, here you go, Papa. I've brought you the game from outside. He prepared some tasty food, again, tasty food, and brought it to his father. Then he said to him, my father, please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing. Hopefully Isaac's got a bad memory and he doesn't realize what he's done. He's going to be super sad if that happens. His father Isaac asked him, who are you? Just like the trailer of Star Wars Episode 7, The Last Jedi. Is that what it's called? The Last Jedi? The Force Awakens. It's called The Force Awakens. That's my favorite. I know no one liked the final Star Wars trilogy, but that is my favorite movie trailer of all time. I loved the Force Awakens movie trailer. I still think about it sometimes because it was in that era where they gotten really cliche with how they did movie trailers. They used the low. You should all remember this. Everyone who's watching this should be old enough to remember the low tone when something would happen in a movie trailer. There'd be an action scene. It builds up, and then something dramatic happens, and it goes boom. That happens in so many movies. I would edit it in if it didn't risk a copyright strike, but everyone knows that, like, a car goes flying out a window. It happened in the Jungle Book where, like, Mowgli jumps over something, it goes boom, and they used it for like 10 years. The Force Awakens movie trailer was one of the first trailers that broke away from that, and it had a really cool, unique, kind of mysterious, alluring opening, and then it swells into the reorchestrated John Williams music, and then it follows it with all the big nostalgia actors, one after another. Before, that was a completely tired trend that's happening today with movies everywhere. I still remember how awesome I thought that trailer was, like 7 years ago. How long ago was that? That was like 10 years ago. That was 2015. Oof. His father Isaac asked him, who are you? I am your son, he answered. Your firstborn, Esau. Isaac trembled violently. Aw, that's sad. He's upset, but that is sad. And said, who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him. And indeed, he will be blessed. He knows. The blessing's out there. I blessed him. I have one blessing to use. I've been saving it my entire life. I'm 175. I'll use it on whoever that was. Who was that guy? Even though I said he sounded like my son Jacob, openly, like a page ago. When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud and bitter cry and said to his father, bless me too, my father. This is so sad. But he said, your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing. He is using that logic, though. He's like, I'm all out of blessings. Why can't he just do? Esau said, bless me too. He's blind, he can't see, and he's like, Jacob took it. I don't have your blessing anymore. I give it to him. Esau said, isn't he rightly named Jacob? This is the second time he has taken advantage of me. That's true. Jacob's not a good guy. He took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing. Then he asked, haven't you reserved any blessing for me? Sad. Isaac answered Esau, I have made him lord over you. Oh no, Esau, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's so heavy. Why is he even making lords over anyone? Over brothers? That seems a little extreme. I have made him lord over you, and I have made all his relatives his servants. I have sustained him with grain and new wine. He's like, it's irreversible. You can't take back all the things do you know how much I did for him? And that was all going to be yours. And it's obviously not anymore. I gave it to him. He's every single relative. I made him a lord. I gave him grain. I gave him wine. He'll be sustained forever. So what can I possibly do for you, my son? Man, that's rough. That is a rough one, especially when you're out there hunting. Jacob didn't even do anything. His mom goes, go get the baby goat. Go grab the top of his newly sprouted horn and drag them in here, and I'll slay it and give it to your father. That's what Jacob did. Man, screw these two. That's awful. Esau said to his father, "Do you only have one blessing, my father?" Yeah, that's exactly, we were all here for that. We all asked that question together. "Bless me too, my father." Then Esau wept aloud. Oh man, grown hunter. He's out there killing bears or whatever they hunted back then. And probably not bears. His father Isaac answered him, "Your dwelling will be a..." Oh man, oh no. "Your dwelling will be away from the earth's richness." Jeez, away from the dew of heaven above. Man, even if that is allegorical, that is rough. "You will live by the sword and you will serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck." Oh, man, Isaac, come on, Isaac. I mean, I know you say you gave away your blood. Just say the words again. It's not that hard. It's like he's acting like all the magic that was imbued inside of him, he has dissipated. He just had to give it away. Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. He said to himself, "The days of mourning of my father are near, and then I will kill my brother Jacob." Is there next, what do they call it? Fratricide, I think, is when you kill a sibling. We already had it with Cain and Abel. That was 27 chapters ago. And here we go. Final stretch of chapter 27. What's going to happen here? When Rebekah was told what her older son Esau had said, she sent for her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Your brother Esau is planning to avenge himself by killing you." Avengers assemble. Man, why isn't Rebekah, does she not, I know she likes Jacob more. That was established, but like, she's just full on rejecting Esau, her firstborn child. This didn't come from, there's a lot of like different women birthing half siblings. These are full siblings from the same mother and father. And she is taking, this isn't favor, this is like detriment to Esau. And she's fine with it, like elevating her second son because he's her preference. That's crazy. "Now then, my son, do what I say." Here she goes again. That's what she said about the two baby goats. "Flee at once to my brother Laban in Haran." My brother Laban in Haran. Did this just come a Dr. Seuss book? "Laban in Haran. Stay with him for a while until your brother's fury subsides." How long would it take you for your fury to subside? You firstborn, birthright taken, blessing taken. You went out to hunt. You were doing a good thing, and it went behind your back, dressed in sheepskin, and smelled like you, and took your father's only blessing, apparently, and now it's gone from his body. "Stay with him for a while until your brother's fury subsides. When your brother is no longer angry with you and forgets what you did to him, I'll send word for you to come back from there. Why should I lose both of you in one day?" Rebecca's like, it's a terrible deal. I don't want to lose you both. I mean, I still like Esau, even though I screwed him over. But I shouldn't have to lose both of you at the same time. Yeah, just go hang out with Laban and Haran and Sharan and Faran. Go hang out with my aunt, Patrice and Haris. Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I'm disgusted with living because of these Hittite women." What? "If Jacob takes a wife from among the women of this land, from Hittite women like these, my life will not be worth living." God, that was the end of the chapter. Can you imagine? Just picture, okay, I feel like we don't really grasp the full weight of the way people speak in this book. Imagine someone from the United States, and let's just use, I won't even use a non-white state because that's obvious, like that's clear, so much more clearly racist, and people can't seem to distinguish the difference between like a separate race that's still like majority white. Just so we can get it into our brains of how awful this is here, I'm just going to replace the word Hittite with Polish. The majority white country. Poland is more white than anything else. Let's imagine a white person from the United States, and I'll reread this sentence real quick. Imagine Rebecca's from the United States. "Then Rebekah said to Isaac, I'm disgusted with living because of these Polish women. If Jacob takes a wife from among the women of this land, from Polish women like these, my life will not be worth living." Do I need to explain further? This is so messed up. Why do we just accept that these are parts of the Bible? Rebecca's a bad person. There was no single good part of her. Wow, this thing really, I've had this thing just does this on its own now. Okay, there we go. This is actually made from goat skin, from baby goat. Not really, it's adult goat. Anyways, Rebecca is an awful person. I'm not on her side anymore. This makes me feel worse about people in real life I know named Rebecca. I probably won't respect them the same way I used to. That's the end of chapter 27. Check out tomorrow's video actually tomorrow's going to be the short form. If you don't know, I don't think I've mentioned it in the long ones. You probably know each long form video has a short form recap. So you'll see that probably tomorrow when it comes out, or you can look at my channel and see any of the past ones. See you guys later.